it was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Be like
forward.
a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
My name is Mersha Davids.
My name is Anton Kotze.
I'm Alf Hodgkin.
My name is Judy Janes.
I'm Audrey Wolfrey.
I'm Bobsy Claessens. People have changed by I don't know what, because you find no respect amongst people anymore for each other. And especially that with the young ones. They think that they can treat you as they feel like to treating you. But there's no respect. I mean, when we were children, we were taught respect. To respect your elders. But not anymore. They do just as they please. I mean, this is... if they want to greet you, they greet you. And if they don't even bother. They'll walk past you. It doesn't matter. You know, and if you try to rectify them, then parents also, especially the little ones and parents, will get upset.
It's not the way we were brought up, no.
And they don't live a normal life like childhood as we did.
All the children today are on cell phones.
Yeah.
Or Facebook or whatever it is, and they forget to talk. I find it very unsociable.
They don't go out and play anymore. They just flop out in front of the TV or get their cell phones out. They don't hold a conversation with you. I feel sorry for the kids because it's a big change for them too.
But they've got no common sense. Above all, they've got no common, and they can't think. I've discovered, and even here in this home amongst the nurses and things, that's supposed to, they think they know everything, but they don't want to be told.
When they start having sex at 10, 11, 12, they're still babies themselves. I think they need to grow up and respect sex.
And there are too many babies, unwanted children.
Yeah.
And the people have got to try then to find people to adopt them. And this is not fair toward the children. They must just not make the babies.
But now, if you have a daughter, you put them on the pill. And they go fat. And they get very fat on the pill. But they can carry on whatever they want to do. I had 3 sisters. And the eldest one informed the rest of us what's happening, and you must not allow it until you're married. And my sons, I only had sons, I told them, if this happens, you must prepare to marry that girl.
The older generation has got that stuff that sex is a taboo question to talk about when you are young. And that is, to me, very wrong. If you tell them, or you tell them what is the repercussions, then they will do it not openly.
But also my parents never spoken. I'd learned from my friends and sort of people at school, and all the wrong things as well, That it's, yes, it was common nowadays, parents who just, you couldn't talk about sex. So you just had to learn from your friends.
I had 4 daughters. 3 of them were teenagers at the same time. And I never sat them down and said, come, I'm going to tell you about the birds and the bees and all that sort of thing. I just left it up to them. When they wanted to know something, they come and ask me and I tell them. And so it just progressed.
My mother was a very open person towards us. She spoke about it and she told us. I'll tell you why. She was 20 and she was raped, and the guy denied it. My sister was born, and of course my stepfather, my opa was a stepfather, and she had to have the child adopted. But we only found her when she was 18 and married. And she was pregnant with her first child. So my mother spoke to me first, being the older one after her. And I said, well, and she's our sister, and that's the end of the story. But she was the dead image of my mother. But this child's father, on his dying bed, he admitted that he did rape her.
And because it is a problem these days for children not to know what is happening in their lives. So that is why I openly speak to them about sex and tell them what is the problem about it, so that they know when it's grown up that they can avoid it.
I only had sons. I told them, if this happens, you must prepare to marry that girl. I don't think they listened. They used to calm down.
It's not all we expected when Mandela was here, how things have changed. The big thing is the corruption today. It's a huge thing in every sphere, you see, right from the top downwards. It's disappointing for so many people because it's sad to say, not the rainbow nation we were expecting.
Yeah. I just feel that there are wonderful opportunities today, but I also feel that we used to be safer with the old government. And I think that we need to get that back, to feel secure with everybody, to love everybody and to get on well with everybody. And it's happening very, very slowly.
We're going to become, what is it, old Rhodesia, going that way now.
I do get annoyed because people don't have homes. You know what I mean? And when they put the people in areas, the facilities is not there, and that's not fair. They let in too many foreigners, and that is because he wants votes.
I think there is still racialism.
Not as bad as it's made out now. Definitely not. And I know on the campus, because my son worked there, they relate to each other very, very nicely. But I agree that no statue should come down.
No. You know, we all get on well together. But like the governments and the big jobs and all that, it's for the blacks only. The, what do they call it?
Black empowerment, BEE.
That's right, that's right. Now that shouldn't come into it at all. That, as far as I'm concerned, is racialism.
Yeah,
It should be for everybody.
You know, the change of town, names of towns and streets and all that, they're crying out for toilets, they're crying out for better facilities. Why move and change all that where they can use that money for toilets and they burn down the roads. They do, and everything's got to be replaced. You burn down a car, who's going to pay for that car?
When I go out there, it makes me happy to see all people mixing together freely, you know, not conscious that you're a different race, you so-and-so, you so-and-so. That encourages me, the friendliness of people. I don't encounter racism at all, you see. When I go down to Checkers or Spa, wherever I go, and so the answer is no, I haven't encountered racism.
I lived in Potgietersrus, and lots of blacks at school, good rugby players, and sometimes they come and visit my grandsons, and they go swimming in the pool together and everything. And then his father-in-law came in, and he said, "Oh, you see, Klaus is swimming with him." So my son said, "You know, the colour doesn't come off." I thought that was very funny.
A part that never bothered me. It never did. If I wanted, and not even in our church, it never bothered. We still had the normal, I would say the white ministers, the heads of the church still came to church, they still came to the parties in the council house and all this sort of thing, you know. So I can't complain.
At this moment of time, we've got two blacks here that is doing taking up the conversation on band. In my time, that was taboo. There was not such thing as blacks mixing with white people. And that is to me was a very sore point, because they are human beings like us.
I'll live one day at a time. Of course, we don't know whether we'll be alive tomorrow, you see. The Lord should take me tonight, I'll be happy, you see. I've no fear of the future and what happens when I die.
And I wait every day. In the morning when I pray, and I say to the Lord, if it's this day, and at night when I say good night, I pray, so to me it doesn't matter, I wait all the time.
I'm not scared of dying, no. What I am scared of is suffering. I'd rather just go, well, I'm sure we all feel the same. Just go to sleep and not wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of dying. I would like to live a bit longer though. And I know it's not in my hands.
That is for the Lord to decide. It's not in my hands. It's not in my hands. But just at the point of order here, we are talking about racism.
No, we all we finished with the racism, our friend.
Talking about racism.
You might let go of it.
But now, not a big problem. But what I want to say is, what is happening here today? Who's taking up the recording here? There's 2 black people here.
So what's that got to do with anything? So what's that got to do with it? What's the race got to do with it? Black, white, pink, yellow? What's the point you're making?
Now the point is that in the older days, you won't find
That's right.
black people among them.
No.
Can I say something? When we die, it's not the color, it's where the soul goes.
Yeah.
And where people misunderstand. They all think when you die, you go to heaven. It doesn't matter. It doesn't work that way. The Bible says, in my Father's house is many mansions. So we go until the day of the Lord. Only then will we know where we are. Not before then. I mean, we all got our faults and our failures. We're not perfect. But it's the soul that counts and not the person or the color.
And I just want to say to Anton, it's transformation that is taking part. And I think that it's wonderful in South Africa these days that everybody gets an opportunity to get to do their best and they can rise.
The changes that take place, I think it's for the good and not for the bad.
I'm just grateful for every day that the sun comes up. We live in a beautiful country and I hope that the future will turn out all right. I believe it, I want to believe it.
My dream is to lead a normal, healthy life and see peace all over the world.
I must admit, I don't have a dream at all. I just live from day to day. No particular dream.
I dream just to be well, to have good health until I'm no more.
My dream is waiting to go upstairs.
My dream is just to get some normality in the situation that we are living in.
My dream is to die here in this home and have peace all the time.
Yazi, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.